What if everything you've been told about healthy aging is actually making you weaker, and the bad habits your doctor warns against are secretly keeping some seniors decades younger than their peers? Right now, you're about to discover 5 controversial habits that research now shows can dramatically improve strength, mental clarity, and independence after 60. Habits that most doctors still call unhealthy, but that cutting-edge geriatric specialists are quietly recommending to their own parents. The third habit on this list is so counterintuitive that when Harvard researchers published their findings last year, medical professionals demanded the study be repeated 3 times before accepting the results. And it's probably something you've been avoiding for decades. At 91, Harold from Phoenix outpaces his 65-year-old son on hiking trails and still drives at night without glasses. His secret? He deliberately breaks 5 health rules that his doctor told him to follow religiously after turning 60. When Johns Hopkins researchers studied people like Harold, they discovered something that's changing everything we know about aging. Habit 1. Skipping breakfast completely. While everyone pushes breakfast as the most important meal, intermittent fasting triggers powerful cellular repair processes that breakfast actually interrupts. And this isn't just some trendy diet advice. It's backed by decades of research from the National Institute on Aging. Their studies show that seniors who skip breakfast have 23% better insulin sensitivity and significantly reduced inflammation markers compared to those who force themselves to eat early. The mechanism is fascinating. When you extend your overnight fast by skipping breakfast, your body activates something called autophagy, which is essentially your cell's cleaning crew that removes damaged proteins and regenerates healthier cellular components. This process peaks around the 14-16 hour mark of fasting, which means that morning bowl of oatmeal you've been choking down at 7 a.m. is actually shutting down your body's most powerful anti-aging mechanism right when it's getting started. Think about it. Forcing yourself to eat breakfast when you're not hungry disrupts your body's natural fat-burning state and accelerates cellular aging, essentially aging you faster from the inside out. Your liver, which should be processing stored fat for energy in the morning, suddenly has to switch gears to handle incoming food, causing metabolic confusion that leads to energy crashes by 10 a.m. Barbara from Austin discovered this firsthand when she started skipping breakfast at 72, initially worried her doctor would scold her at her next checkup. 6 months later, that same doctor was stunned when her pre-diabetes diagnosis completely reversed. Her energy levels matched someone 20 years younger, and her chronic joint pain virtually disappeared. The solution is remarkably simple. Skip breakfast 3 days a week and eat your first meal when genuinely hungry, typically around noon, allowing your body to complete its cellular housekeeping. Start with just 2 days a week if you're concerned, perhaps Tuesday and Thursday, gradually adding a third day as your body adapts to this natural eating pattern. You don't need special supplements or complicated meal timing charts. Just listen to your body's actual hunger signals rather than eating by the clock. Many seniors find that black coffee or green tea in the morning helps them through the transition period, and both beverages actually enhance the autophagy process without breaking your fast. The research from Mount Sinai's Institute for Aging Research adds another compelling layer. Seniors who practice this breakfast skipping pattern show improved brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF levels, essentially miracle grow for your brain cells. Your cognitive function sharpens, memory improves, and that afternoon brain fog that makes you worried about dementia, it often disappears entirely within weeks of adopting this pattern. Every unnecessary breakfast could be blocking your body's natural rejuvenation process. Your cells are literally waiting to clean house and repair themselves, but that morning meal keeps interrupting them. Start tomorrow morning by simply waiting until you feel genuine stomach hunger, not just habit hunger, and watch how your energy transforms. Habit 2. Taking fewer showers. What if your daily shower is literally washing away your body's natural defense system that took millions of years of evolution to perfect? Stanford dermatologists have discovered something that goes against everything we've been taught about hygiene. Seniors who shower every 2 to 3 days maintain healthier skin microbiomes and 40% better skin elasticity than daily washers. Plus, they have fewer infections and skin conditions. Your skin hosts billions of beneficial bacteria that form an invisible shield against pathogens, regulate inflammation, and even produce natural moisturizers that no expensive cream can replicate. Every time you step into that hot shower with soap and shampoo, you're essentially conducting chemical warfare on these helpful microorganisms, leaving your skin defenseless and increasingly fragile. The science gets even more compelling when you understand that our skin's acid mantle, a slightly acidic film that fights off harmful bacteria and maintains moisture, takes up to 12 hours to fully restore after each shower. Daily hot showers strip essential oils and beneficial bacteria, leading to increased infections and accelerated skin aging that shows up as those dry, itchy patches that no amount of lotion seems to fix. When you shower daily, you're never giving your skin's protective barrier time to rebuild, creating a vicious cycle where your skin becomes more dependent on artificial moisturizers and more vulnerable to every environmental threat. The hot water that feels so soothing is actually breaking down the lipid layer that holds your skin cells together, literally causing your skin to fall apart faster at a cellular level. Richard from Denver learned this the hard way, after years of twice-daily showers left him with chronic eczema that prescription creams couldn't control. His dermatologist suggested an experiment. Shower only every 3 days for 1 month, and his skin conditions reduced by 80%, saving him hundreds on medications and creams. The transformation was so dramatic that his wife started following the same routine, and her persistent winter dry skin completely resolved without any other changes. This isn't about being unhygienic. It's about understanding that your body has sophisticated self-cleaning mechanisms that we're constantly sabotaging with our modern obsession with overwashing. Here's your practical solution. Shower every other day with lukewarm water. Spot clean as needed with a washcloth, and save full showers for when you're actually dirty or sweaty. On non-shower days, simply rinse your face with cool water and use a damp cloth for underarms and private areas. This maintains cleanliness without disrupting your skin's ecosystem. Replace your harsh antibacterial soaps with gentle pH-balanced cleansers that respect your skin's natural acidity, and keep showers under 5 minutes when you do take them. The Mayo Clinic's dermatology department now recommends this exact approach for seniors, noting that less frequent washing leads to stronger skin barrier function and reduced risk of cellulitis and other skin infections. Consider this. Centenarians in the world's blue zones, where people routinely live past 100, typically bathe once or twice weekly, yet they have lower rates of skin infections than Americans who shower daily. Your skin produces natural oils that contain antimicrobial peptides, nature's antibiotics, but you need to give them time to accumulate and work their magic. Your next shower could wait. Let your skin's natural protection rebuild starting today. And you might be amazed at how quickly those persistent dry patches, rashes, and irritations begin healing themselves. Habit 3. Drinking coffee after 2 p.m. Contrary to every piece of sleep advice you've heard, strategic afternoon coffee consumption enhances cognitive function in seniors without disrupting quality sleep. And the Mayo Clinic research proving this is revolutionizing how geriatricians think about caffeine timing. The key discovery is that seniors metabolize caffeine completely differently than younger adults. What takes a 30-year-old 4 hours to process takes a 70-year-old 6 to 8 hours. But here's the fascinating part. This slower metabolism actually works to your advantage when timed correctly. Afternoon coffee prevents the 3 p.m. cognitive decline that increases fall risk by 60%. maintains alertness through the dangerous evening hours when most senior accidents occur, and surprisingly improves deep sleep quality when consumed between 2 to 4 p.m. rather than morning-only consumption. The mechanism is brilliantly simple. Caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain, and adenosine is what makes you feel tired and mentally sluggish. In seniors, adenosine builds up more rapidly after lunch, creating that dangerous afternoon brain fog that leads to medication errors, driving accidents, and falls that can end independence forever. Susan from Seattle discovered this after her third afternoon confusion episode nearly caused a serious car accident on her way to pick up grandchildren. Her neurologist suggested afternoon coffee instead of increasing her morning dose, and within a week, her afternoon confusion completely vanished, her evening energy improved, and surprisingly, she started sleeping better than she had in years. The research from Harvard's Sleep Medicine Division adds another layer most doctors don't understand. Seniors who drink afternoon coffee show increased production of something called sleep pressure hormones by bedtime. This seems counterintuitive, but the delayed caffeine metabolism means that as the caffeine wears off around 9-10 p.m., it creates a rebound effect that actually enhances natural melatonin production and deepens sleep cycles. The seniors in their study who added afternoon coffee showed 25% more deep sleep on brain scans compared to morning-only coffee drinkers. And deep sleep is when your brain clears out the proteins associated with Alzheimer's disease. Your solution is refreshingly straightforward. Have 1 cup of coffee between 2 to 4 p.m. to maintain alertness through evening activities, choosing regular coffee over decaf for the full cognitive benefits. Start with a half cup if you're concerned about sleep, gradually increasing to a full cup as your body adjusts to the new timing. Most seniors find their optimal dose within 2 weeks. Pair your afternoon coffee with a small protein snack like nuts or cheese to slow caffeine absorption and prevent any jittery feelings while extending the cognitive benefits into the evening hours. The University of Michigan's longevity study found that seniors following this exact pattern had 40% fewer evening falls, better performance on memory tests, and reported feeling sharper during family dinners and social activities. Remember, that afternoon slump isn't normal aging. It's your brain crying out for strategic intervention that coffee can provide better than any prescription stimulant. The old advice about no caffeine afternoon was based on studies of 20-year-olds, not the unique physiology of seniors who need that afternoon boost to stay safe and engaged. Don't let afternoon brain fog put you at risk. Brew that afternoon cup without guilt and join the thousands of seniors who've discovered this game-changing habit. Habit 4. Being selfishly protective of your time. Could saying no to family obligations actually make you a better grandparent and extend your independent years by a decade or more? Harvard's groundbreaking 85-year longevity study just revealed that seniors who set firm boundaries and prioritize personal activities have 31% lower cortisol levels, better cognitive preservation, and most surprisingly, stronger family relationships than those who always say yes. The constant pressure to be the family's unpaid babysitter, event planner, and emotional support system is literally killing seniors through chronic stress that accelerates cellular aging, weakens immune function, and triggers the inflammation that underlies every age-related disease. When you automatically say yes to every request for your time, you're not being loving. You're participating in your own decline by depleting energy reserves your aging body can't afford to lose. George from Miami learned this after a minor heart episode that his cardiologist directly linked to the stress of managing everyone else's lives while neglecting his own health. He'd been watching grandkids 4 days a week, driving relatives to appointments, hosting every holiday, and hadn't read a book or played golf in 2 years because family always came first. His doctor prescribed something unusual: 2 hours of selfish time daily, and permission to decline half of all family requests without explaining or apologizing. Within 3 months, his blood pressure normalized, his energy returned, and paradoxically, his relationships with his children improved because he was actually present and engaged during the time he chose to spend with them rather than exhausted and resentful. The neuroscience behind this is compelling. Every time you override your own needs to meet others' demands, your brain releases cortisol and inflammatory cytokines that literally shrink your hippocampus, the brain region essential for memory and independence. Researchers at Stanford found that seniors who protect their personal time show brain scans similar to people 10 years younger, while those who never say no show accelerated brain aging and higher rates of dementia. Always saying yes to others' demands depletes your energy reserves and accelerates both physical and mental decline in ways that no supplement or medication can reverse. The cruel irony is that by trying to be everything to everyone, you're ensuring you'll become a burden much sooner than necessary. Here's your immediately actionable solution. Block out non-negotiable personal time daily and decline one social obligation weekly without explaining, apologizing, or feeling guilty about it. Start by claiming just 1 hour tomorrow for something purely enjoyable: reading, gardening, walking, or simply sitting in blessed silence without anyone needing anything from you. When family members push back, and they will, remember that setting boundaries now preserves your independence later, making you less likely to need their help with basic activities in the future. The Cincinnati Longevity Institute found that seniors who guard their personal time fiercely maintain independent living an average of 7.5 years longer than those who don't. The most successful seniors use what researchers call the sandwich technique. Schedule personal time between obligations so it becomes non-negotiable, like saying, "I can watch the kids until 2 p.m. Then I have commitments until 4. You don't owe anyone an explanation of what those commitments are, even if it's just sitting in your garden watching birds. That time is sacred to your well-being. Your time is your health. Every minute you give away when you don't want to is a minute stolen from your future independence, so start protecting it fiercely right now. Habit 5. Ignoring the 8 glasses of water rule. The universal hydration advice that everyone should drink 8 glasses of water daily could be diluting essential electrolytes and causing more harm than good for active seniors, according to groundbreaking research from Johns Hopkins Nephrology Department. Their 5-year study of 3,000 seniors found that those who drink to thirst rather than forcing water consumption have better sodium balance, fewer dizzy spells, and surprisingly, superior kidney function compared to those religiously following the 8 glasses rule. Your body's thirst mechanism, which doctors used to claim becomes less reliable with age, is actually perfectly calibrated to your individual needs based on factors like kidney function, medication interactions, and activity level that no universal rule can account for. The dangerous myth that seniors don't feel thirsty until they're dangerously dehydrated has led to an epidemic of overhydration that's sending thousands to emergency rooms with hyponatremia, dangerously low sodium levels that can trigger seizures, falls, and even death. Patricia from Chicago learned this after years of forcing herself to drink water on a strict schedule, left her feeling constantly lightheaded and exhausted despite being perfectly hydrated according to conventional wisdom. Her daughters insisted she drink more water for her health, buying her marked water bottles and reminding her hourly to drink, but she only felt worse with each passing month. When she finally saw a nephrologist for recurring dizziness, blood tests revealed chronic mild hyponatremia. Her sodium levels were consistently too low from overhydration, causing the exact symptoms everyone blamed on dehydration. She stopped forcing water intake, started drinking only when thirsty, and added natural electrolytes through food, eliminating her lightheadedness within days and regaining energy she hadn't felt in years. The Cleveland Clinic's research on senior hydration reveals why the 8 glasses rule is particularly dangerous for older adults. Kidney function naturally declines with age, meaning you process water more slowly and hold on to it longer. When you force water beyond thirst, you're essentially diluting your blood sodium concentration faster than your kidneys can compensate, creating an internal environment where every cell in your body struggles to function properly. Overhydration dilutes crucial electrolytes, increasing fall risk by 45% and causing dangerous blood pressure fluctuations that stress your heart and brain. The constant bathroom trips from excessive water intake also interrupt sleep, and poor sleep accelerates cognitive decline faster than almost any other factor in aging. Your body gives you perfect hydration signals if you just listen. Drink when thirsty, monitor urine color. Pale yellow is perfect, not clear, and include electrolyte-rich foods like avocados, yogurt, and bananas in your daily diet. Stop carrying around giant water bottles and forcing yourself to finish them. Your kidneys are not a swimming pool that needs constant refilling. They're sophisticated filtering systems that work best with steady, moderate input. If you take diuretics or blood pressure medications, you need even less water than the general population, not more, because these medications already affect your fluid balance. The European Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who trust their thirst maintain better cognitive function and have 30% fewer hospitalizations for fall-related injuries than those who force hydration. The real hydration secret that centenarians worldwide follow isn't counting glasses, but eating water-rich foods that come packaged with natural electrolytes. Cucumbers, melons, soups, and stews provide superior hydration to plain water. These foods release water slowly during digestion, maintaining steady hydration without the electrolyte dilution that comes from chugging glasses of plain water. Stop drowning your electrolytes. Let your body's sophisticated thirst mechanism guide your hydration starting this moment, and you might be surprised how much better you feel when you're not waterlogged. These 5 bad habits aren't reckless rebellion against medical advice. They're based on emerging research that challenges outdated one-size-fits-all health rules created decades ago for younger populations. Your body at 60, 70, 80, or 90 has different needs than a 30-year-old's, and respecting these differences could be the key to maintaining strength and independence for decades rather than declining into frailty. The medical establishment is slowly catching up to what superagers like Harold have known intuitively. Sometimes breaking the rules is exactly what your aging body needs to thrive rather than merely survive. Which of these surprising habits shocked you most, and which one will you try first this week? Comment below with your thoughts. And if you found this information valuable for your health and independence, hit that like button and subscribe for more myth-busting insights that could add years to your life and life to your years. Share this with someone who needs to hear that getting older doesn't mean following every rule blindly. Sometimes the bad habits are exactly what keep us thriving when everyone else is declining into dependency.